January 2017, the government entered into an agreement with two Jamaican institutions to complete a feasibility study to build a law school in Ghana. The feasibility study was submitted to the Council of Legal Education 2018, but after 31 months, local authorities are nowhere close to setting up the tertiary education facility. Meanwhile, we tell you now that the first-year Guyanese students at UWing Law School have welcomed the government's announcement of scholarships to law students for the year 2019-2020. The students prior to engagement with the General on Tuesday said that local law students have been persisting for too long. Bibi Katun reports.
Olivia Betts, Vice President for Guyanese told me on Tuesday that an average Guyanese student spends approximately $5 million per year to attend the UWing Law School. The Guyanese Jurisdiction Committee is a group representing local law students at the HWS in Trinidad.
Yes, we entered in the office, had problems.
For blind, disabled, and visually impaired recorded their performance at this examination, approaching 95% pass rate. The program
examinations for the blind. The program has recorded best performance this year's CSEC examination result with a 95% pass rate. 5 students wrote the examinations this year, and the top student, Faith Green, wrote subjects and achieved 1 grade 1, 3 grade 2s, and 2 grade 3s. It is an impaired course and will be starting at the University of Guyana in September. The 18-year-old visually impaired Tocqueville resident said she studied a lot and sought for herself.
Excited and I want to become a journalist. I'm confident and very active.
I will.
not achieve myself like how I did now. I'm very proud that I have lose my sight and I'm able to do something that I can be proud of.
Meanwhile, an executive member of the Guyanese Society for the Blind said that since the program started in 2020, 47% of the students are attending tertiary education and 45% are currently employed, saying that these proud students' achievements before they were home and not anything academically.
When we did our calculations, this year students got an average pass rate of 90%, which is much better than any other batch I wrote previously. We had about 5 batches that wrote these exams. So this year, overall students did better, although the number of students that wrote there were only 5 of them.
The Ministry of Education provides the textbooks and other resources for the program. The ministry also pays the examination fees and part-time tutors of the program.
This year, we've had persons. The program is mainly for blind individuals. From the time we started, we always open up to persons with physical disabilities, also some persons with mild learning disabilities. So these are persons that both they are persons who are blind and also persons with physical disabilities, and some persons that have they are both physical. The method that is used is fully electronic. All the textbooks, handouts, and whatever learning material is digitized and available electronically to the students.
The program is in need of more tutors and is looking to expand to cater for persons with visual impairment or disability in Linden Region 10. According to Mr. Singh, there is a high number of persons who are visually impaired in Linden but cannot join the program because of transportation costs. Reporting for a newsroom,
News returned, an Albouystown man is committed to the Stand High Court trial for the execution-style murder of a Festival City resident, and a local ice cream cafe looks to add sweet treats from around the world. Welcome back. This is the newsroom. In the courts, Brian Mohan, also known as Abdul, was on Tuesday committed to stand trial at the High Court for the execution-style killing of Christopher Wharton, called Taps, who was gunned down in 2015. Mohan, formerly of Hill Street, Albouystown, was committed by Magistrate Leron Daly at the Georgetown Magistrates Court following the end of the preliminary inquiry. The charge alleged that on November 18, 2015, Mohan murdered Wharton at Festival City North Georgetown. Magistrate on Tuesday, the sufficient case was made out against Mohan, faced by jury in the next practical sitting of the Amara Assize. Wharton was shot execution-style stairs of his North Renfield home in what police believe to be a drug-related crime. The murder, which was captured on CCTV cameras, was carried out by 2 men who rode up to the house on bicycles. Wharton, who was shot 3 times about the body, including once to the abdomen, succumbed within 2 hours of being taken to the hospital. His then 5-year-old son, who was seen exiting the house and running down the stairs seconds after his father was shot, received a gunshot wound to the foot. The Ministry of Public Health on Monday held a simple soft-turning ceremony for the construction of a public mortuary at the New Amsterdam Hospital. The facility is pegged at $70 million. Bibi Katun tells more.
The mortuary at the New Amsterdam Hospital was closed in January this year indefinitely after it was found to be non-functional. As a result, persons have had to take dead relatives to private facilities. The site was started on Monday for the construction of a new mortuary to begin. The 3,000 square feet building is expected to be complete by the end of this year. The $70 million project will be the first public mortuary that will have a chapel for funeral services, a gallery to view post-mortem examinations, and a freezer. Minister of Public Health Waldo Lawrence said during brief remarks that the current mortuary does not have proper working conditions.
People of upper 13 have suffered long enough. Having taken the reins of the Ministry of Public Health, we have been faced over these 2+ years with several issues regarding the present place that is being used within the hospital. Secondly, when I look at where that mortuary is placed, where my staff have to work, it is not conducive to poor working conditions.
The construction of the mortuary will also include facilities to cater for persons with infectious diseases and disabilities.
And so the mortuary will be catering for section that will be dealing with infectious cases. And so it is a big plus for the staff who will be working here.
The minister urged that the staff for the mortuary get on board as early as possible to be trained in Georgetown. Bibi Katun, reporting from the newsroom.
The management staff of the newly opened Crumbs and Cream Café, located on the ground floor of the Movietown Entertainment Complex, has quickly appealed the desire for valuable moments while enjoying delicious and unique flavors. As your Khalil visited the cafe and ice cream bar, seeking to understand the motivation behind a very sweet idea to give Guyanese a taste of international desserts and beverages. Let's take a look.
Ice Cream Café is a beautiful it was open settled in the tourist town.
Crumbs and cream, we're affordable. The ice cream is affordable. The milkshake is dessert. But it does create a place to come hang out. It does create that I just want to go take a walk, take the kids out for a stroll, come out with my boyfriend or girlfriend as her wife, just to have the treats and way to talk, maybe. It has bring that vibe to the town.
The cafe is naturally in popularity among families and children that crave a flavorful and adorably sweet experience.
A lot of kids are excited about it. They love toppings, they love sprinkles, and I see that created when I was a kid. When you serve them a cone or a milkshake, they're so happy. It's very satisfying. Since we opened last month, Crumbs and Cream actually has been bringing a lot of families to the mall. I've seen a lot of customers specifically come to bring their kids up for ice cream, milkshake, dessert. A lot of friends are coming to have tea, coffee. It does bring more entertainment to the mall.
34-year-old Demagar aims to provide an easily accessible and affordably priced experience.
My aim for Crumbs and Cream is to make a spot for families to bring their kids and the family come all together to bond over ice cream, desserts, coffee, tea, and whatever. This has about it.
Cafe management actively seeks to provide a unique assortment of globally popular
And customers and their reactions. You get special gadgets like banana splits, free cakes. That's something that we're going on.
talented local caterers are urged at Crumbs and Cream at Prita and her staff promote ideas for talented bakers locally and around the world.
And every week we introduce a new products, new specialty desserts. Waffle, which is a trend in all over Europe and Asia and North America right now. And it's delicious. It's very, very delicious. Desserts, we source those locally from bakers, home bakers, caterers, bakeries around Georgetown and country. I specifically go myself. I had them. I tasted everything, tried everything. So everything is freshly made every day. We make sure that we carry a wide variety of flavors that bakers have been demanding, and that's how we stock our cafe every day.
Staff management is small.
It's a serve ice cream. Ice cream is happy. People make you happy. Cake makes you happy. So we're ice cream.
Look, to transport emergency cases to the New Amsterdam Hospital is a platform.
The Ministry of Public Health on Monday officially commissioned the water ambulance Minister of Public Health learned that the government recognizes the needs of the community and will be addressing other issues in the area.
I'm talking about only really emergency cases going out to the I'm talking about you having your lab test done here. Next year.
The medics will also join the lone community health worker Kevin Joseph, while a doctor and a midwife will be coming on board in the future. Joseph said he has been working in the community for over 9 years and has faced many challenges in the past as it relates to transporting emergency cases to the New Amsterdam Hospital.
Well, we face a lot of challenges, especially with transport, because sometimes late at night we have to take out patients. We have trauma, person with fast heart rates, and person with lateral duration. And we have the difficulties in the river because sometimes there are grass in the river that causes blockage, and sometimes late night being a day with patients, and it is a disadvantage for us.
Joseph is grateful that it will not just only him working in the area, reporting for Newsroom. It's in the Patwo.
Just ahead on Newsroom, financial, weather and bird reports with lines from the region and around the world. doing so, Fraser Hanif has announced to the region and report.
Thank you, Avinash. Here's what's happening in the region. Military police say they have neutralized the man who held dozens of passengers hostage for more than 3 hours on a commuter bus in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro. In a tweet, police said all hostages had been freed after a sniper shot the man dead. The BBC reported police had surrounded the bus, which came to a standstill on the bridge linking Rio to another city, and none of the hostages were injured. A spokesman for the military released to a local TV program that the sniper opened fire before shooter came. Footage showed one of the released hostages fainting as she got off the bus. According to this, one news satellite released a WhatsApp message reportedly written by one of the passengers saying that the gunman had tied the passenger a petrol can. A 21-year-old woman acquitted of the aggravated murder of her baby in El Salvador has called on her supporters to fight for others like her. A judge said there was no evidence that Khalil Hernandez had killed her child, which was found dead in the septic tank of the toilet where she gave birth, the BBC reported. His ruling contradicted that of a 2017 trial, during which Hernandez was found guilty and sentenced to 30 years. Women's groups hope the ruling will set a precedent for other jailed women. El Salvador has one of the strictest anti-abortion laws in the world. Abortion is illegal in all circumstances, and those found guilty face between 2 and 8 years of jail. But in many instances, including the case against Ms. Hernandez, the charge is changed to one of aggravated homicide, which carries a minimum sentence of 30 years. She has always maintained her innocence, saying that she had been raped by a gang member and had no idea that she was pregnant. Knowing why his parents' mentally ill uncle were brutally murdered has caused 23-year-old Richard Mohammed severe emotional trauma. Mohammed, who lives with relatives in Penal, Trinidad, Tobago, said he was unable to do his usual activities, and he was haunted by visions of the decaying bodies at the family's home at Clark Road, Penal, last Thursday. His younger siblings, a 4-year-old girl and an 8-month-old boy, were sitting near the bodies with blood-stained clothing. The Express contacted him on the weekend, but struggled about the deaths. The bodies of his parents, Wazir Muhammad and Shali and Muhammad, were found in the bedroom. The body of his uncle Nasir Muhammad was found in the living room. Homicide officers suspect the motive was robbery, as a hole was cut through a wooden door at the back of the house to gain entry. While Nazir Muhammad was a iron dealer, autopsies found that the throats of all 3 were slit, while Nazir Muhammad was also shot in the chest. Internationally, after Trape's blistering attack on coalition Prime Matteo Salvini, Italy's Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has said he will tender his resignation. Mr. Conte said Mr. Salvini had been irresponsible in creating a new political crisis for Italy for personal and party interests, the BBC reported. Mr. Salvini, who is the leader of the National League Party, has tabled a no-confidence motion against Mr. Conte. He also said he could no longer work with his coalition partners, 5 Star. The League, an anti-establishment 5-star movement, formed a coalition to govern just 14 months ago with Mr. Conte as an independent prime minister. Addressing the Senate on Tuesday, Mr. Conte said the League leader, who was sitting beside him, had been looking for a project to return to the polls since his party's success in European elections. Mr. Conte warned that Mr. Salvini undermined the function of the government. He also criticized Mr. Salvini's use of combining political slogans and religious symbols at rallies, calling it unconscionable. UK Foreign Office has expressed concern over reports that a Hong Kong consulate employee has been detained at the Chinese border. The BBC reported that Simon Cheng, who is thought to be from Hong Kong, is believed to have gone missing on August 8 while on the business trip. The Foreign Office said it was seeking further information from authorities. The British Embassy in Beijing is providing support to his family. According to the BBC, the Scottish government said it was concerned about Mr. Cheng's welfare and was liaising with Foreign Office. Travel officials have described heightened security measures of border between Hong Kong and China at Beijing looked at the anti-government protests in
Hong Kong, which it has called close to terrorism. The New York City police officer involved in the high-profile 2014 chokehold of an African-American man has been fired. The BBC reported that Daniel Pantello was sacked over the death of Eric Garner, whose dying words, "I can't breathe," became a rallying cry for protest against police brutality. The CSEC grand jury declined to press criminal charges after a lengthy civil rights investigation. Federal prosecutors said last month they would bring no charges. The decision, based on the recommendation of the police department disciplinary judge, was announced by New York Police Commissioner James O'Neill on Monday. Mr. Pantello was suspended awaiting Commissioner's decision. In explaining his decision, Mr. O'Neill said mobile video of Garner's death clearly shows the officer used a chokehold, which was banned by the New York Police Department. Mr. Pantello's lawyer said he would appeal against the Commissioner's decision to fire him. Garner was arrested on suspicion of illegally selling loose cigarettes on July 17, 2014. In video of the arrest recorded by a bystander, Mr. Pantello is seen armed, wrapped around Garner's neck as they struggled on a street in the city's Staten Island borough. And that brings us to the end of regional and international headlines. Back to you, Avian.
Thankfully, the sport is on the other side of the break. Now for what's happening in sport, we start off with squash news and some very good news. As national champions Jason Ray Khalil and Kristian on Tuesday battled with gold in men's doubles at the Senior Craven Squash Championships being staged at the Georgetown Club earlier today. Hakim Green has been following the tournament.
Despite both were unable to practice together to build chemistry, they complemented each other quite well. They come from behind to Barbadians Cumberbatch and Sean Simpson 3-11, 11-8, and 11-10. The goal is of great significance since it is the first year for the Senior Championship has implemented doubles, and it goes a great way of helping and top to overall title.
Everything coming out, a bit of coming out from national races, but I was really looking forward to we played in games, I think about 3 years ago, and it's all about game competition, and I mean, winning for Ghana for the first time holding doubles was incredible. Huge job by the home crowd. I'll be honor as well. Myself, I believe this is both of our first Caribbean title. Whether it means singles or doubles, it's the same amount. The first time they introduced in doubles to this event. And it's even sweeter at home. I mean, it's a huge battle, but to be played off like my partner said, we play off each other's strengths. Just discovered where we needed to there.
However, Guyanese players pronounced lost to the Belgian counterparts, making best and Haywood 5-11 and 11. From onset, topping the Belgian duo was no easy task, but they fought extremely hard. Even on the injured leg, he was still lunging to retrieve balls in what was still first display by both players.
I think we played really well. We started slow at the end, them from the rhythm, hit the end. I think if we won our second game, we would have gone.
It has such a fit because of my injury. I was fractured, but totally supportive.
This was the biggest West Indies Players Association and Cricket West Indies annual awards night held on August 19 in Antigua, scooping up the Player of the Year as well as the Test Player of the Year awards. The wicketkeeper batsman Shea Hope was named ODI Player of the Year for a second successive time, while the Guyanese seam bowling all-rounder Kimo Paul was recognized as the T20 Player of the Year. All-rounder Deandra Dottin also won big, securing the Women's T20 and ODI Player of the Year awards. The 22-year-old tearaway fast bowler Ocean Thomas was named the Emerging Player of the Year. 5-time reigning champions Guyana Jaguars was named the first class team of the year. The performances between April 2018 and March 2019 were taken into consideration. National Rugby on August 20 flights South Dakota. The Ghana Racing and Sports Club President Ramis Mohammed
are being sold or to sales and market in priority. Free. Start time is 9 hours for June.
Also, swing news. Hundreds of boys and girls on Tuesday morning graduated from National Sports Commission annual swim cup at the national children demonstrated that they have learned over the past 6 weeks. The program was focused on the National Sports Commission on partner of social call input as comments. The objectives of the camp were to help the participants to learn the art of swimming, remove fear from the
I impress upon parents, guardians, that entering your children to the summer program is essentially the commencement of what we at the National Sports Commission hope to be a long-term investment in your children. But like many of the years before, we see a continued trend, which is not in the positive, is that parents or guardians see the swimming program as simply an opportunity of which they get rid of the children today. Bluntly. But essentially, this program is geared for us to identify Guyana's best talents as it relates to swimming.
In driving home the point of having a steady flow of new talents in the sport, Jones referenced and contends that the place is fourth in 9 nations at the Goodwill Swim Championships in Suriname.
Like every sport, in order for it to continue to grow, we have to identify the new talents. And it has to start at what we call the grassroots, at the very tender age. Toward this was mentioned that in those Goodwill Games, Guyana was not able to participate in the under-8 category because we had no under-8 swimmers. And I'm pretty sure amongst the lot we have here today, you have children who are under the age of 8. So if you as parents or guardians, you will not continue your children in these programs or sign them up to be part of one of the swimming clubs, you will be robbing that child the opportunity to represent the nation.
The director for implored on parents and guardians to maximize the opportunities provided by the Sports Commission and by extension of the government to shop the lives of young boys and girls across the country.
To whom much is given, much is expected. In virtue of the fact of this investment being made by the National Sports Commission and by extension the government of Guyana, we expect from you parents and guardians that will join one of the, you will enroll your children in one of the clubs so that we will have the opportunity to prepare them to represent this nation. In swimming the world over, like many other sports disciplines, young professionals are making millions of dollars as a swimmer. I can tell you now, my Excellency, the President's grandson, Manuel Gaskin, is one of Guyana's national swimmers. We can produce them, and it is just for you, the parents and guardians, to bring them out to the aquatic center and have them join one of the clubs and let us take care of this.
Reporting for Newsroom, I'm National Minister. And the Australian batsman Stephen Smith has been ruled out of the third Ashes test after suffering a concussion. Smith was hit in the neck by a 92 miles per hour bouncer from Jofra Arch on day 4 of the second. Return the name because just of Australia's training session on Tuesday. Smith has scored 142, 144, and has unveiled a written document labeled 592 King. The aim is to bring together some of the best salty teams in the country. Reports.
Monday at General Basil Church Street, coordinated by Alexander Jacobs Field. The tournament will have 3 playing days held on September 7th, 14th, and 1st. 16 teams will go head to head for a top prize of $300.
The winners will roughly to replace $100,000 and fourth place $5,000. In action on the final night along with money. John Street, ESD, Beverly, Diamond Centers, and of course, we'll be revisiting the number of teams due to the overwhelming response that we've had. At the grassroots level, the community to be active and also be I would encourage the members of the community to call for the teams. It's going to be in a great showdown, and I guarantee you will not be disappointed.
Ghana's players have accounted themselves in the 2019 Albouystown International Championship, winning 5 gold medals and a bronze at the Gospel Super Gymnasium in St. Michael, Barbados. In this report. According to the Ghana Association, the outstanding Guyanese players won 3 out of 5 finals. The association said their performances were and extreme methods executed. Year. The ladies doubles the booklet of Trinidad. Back to the end of the news for this evening. Of course, you can find updates on these stories on our website, newsroom.gmi, or Facebook page, Newsroom Guyana. On behalf of the entire team here, I'm Fran, thanks for watching.